So you've had your ACL done. Your knee's probably a little bit sore at the moment, but it's okay to move, okay? We want you to start moving your leg, and so we want you to do a few little things. What they've typically done is they take a piece of your hamstring, okay? Occasionally they take a piece of your quad or a piece of your patella tendon, and they reform an ACL out of that. Now, what happens is over the next 9 to 12 months, that graft turns from being a tendon into an ACL ligament. So right now it's strong, in a year or so it's strong. But what happens is it dissolves away and it reforms. Okay? Now the problem with that is that the leg itself might feel great, but the ligament itself isn't. So you want to be a little careful with it, and there's some time frames which we need to adhere to in order to protect the graft. So as a rough guide, the first week or so we take it pretty easy, particularly the first 72 hours. That's when a lot of bleeding can occur, which will make your knee sore and swollen. So we don't want that to happen. It takes 6 weeks for the soft tissues to heal. Okay, so all the incisions, where they've taken the graft from, etc. So you want to be a little careful in that time. It takes 3 months for the bones themselves to heal. So you don't want to do any impact type activity on the bone because that's not very healthy for the bone. Okay, and it takes the graft itself 9 to 12 months to fully convert. So there's some rules. Okay, we want you to take it easy for the first week or so. Okay, you can't run for 3 months. Okay, you can't play any sport or activity high levels for 6 months, and you can't do impact twisting competitive sports for 9 to 12 months. Now the problem is, at 6 weeks it feels pretty good, and you probably feel like you can do the majority of those activities. So work with the specialist and work with the physio, because they'll guide you through that process and hopefully make it a lot easier for yourself. Now, the first few days, as I said, I want you to put your feet up on the couch. I don't want you to do too much. Stay off it, gently move it as you feel comfortable, and what you'll find is the knee will settle down. The next week or so after that, until you have your review, you can start to move it, you can start to walk down it as you feel comfortable. Don't trust it because the muscles may not be working that well at the start, but you can certainly walk down through it, particularly with the assistance of the crutches. Okay? With the crutches, I want you to walk as normally as possible with them. So you just normal heel-toe gait with the crutches, so either the underarm or the forearm crutches. If you have to go up and down stairs, to go up the stairs, you go up with the good foot. It will lift you up the step. To go down a step, you'll go down with the sore foot and the crutches. Okay? The crutches will always go with the sore foot. So going up, they come up last. Going down, they'll go down forwards. If you're allowed to fully weight bear through your leg, which you are in the majority of cases, you can just go with one crutch. One crutch goes in the opposite side of the operation. By the time you're seeing the specialist, you're probably off the crutches at that point in time. But I'd rather see you walk comfortably with the crutches than limp without them. So just see how you go. And certainly by the time you see the physio, they'll be able to guide you as to getting off the crutches if you're not already off them. Physio starts around about the 2-week mark. And the aim of the physio is to restore full range into the knee and full strength into the knee. And so it's a little bit of a process about getting the exercises done and returning that full function to the leg. At the start, in the first few weeks, what we want you to be able to do is to lock the knee out straight, okay? So we want a nice flat knee, okay? And also make sure that that thigh muscle works, being able to lift the leg up and down. So if you can go back and see your specialist with a nice straight knee, and you can lift the leg straight up, do that straight leg lift exercise that we've given you in hospital, then you're doing really well. Now be really careful not to put things under the knee. If you allow things to sit under the knee, more than likely it's going to be comfortable, but your knee's going to start to sit up. And the problem with that is that it's harder and harder as time goes on to then get the knee out flat. Okay? So try and avoid sticking things under because it can make it a little bit more difficult for you further down the track. So pretty much stick to the exercises, go back and see your specialist with a happy knee, start your physio at the 2-week mark so you can make an appointment with them just before you see the specialist, and they'll be able to take you forward through the next few months and get you Good luck with the